3UZ knock sensor sub harness repair. G'day guys, it's Calvin from the Cartoon Company in New Zealand. Yep, I've got a 3UZ loom in front of me. This one happens to be out of a, oh, it's probably a Celsius. Yep, 3UZ Celsius from 2000 to 2003. And right there, some of the USA guys start jumping up and down saying you didn't make a Ls430 in 2000. Well, in New Zealand and actually in Japan, they started producing them in late 2000. So if they got on a boat and got here really fast, we can see a 2000 registered 2000 Ls430. Of course, the USA works in model year, and it's really important that we understand this and have some empathy and understanding of other countries when we now work on an internet which is an international platform. Right, as it is a Japanese vehicle, it is a right-hand drive. And I'm pointing to that way because this loom is in the vehicle as if it was in front of me, as if I was in the driver's seat. Okay, so that is right. I've got my camera turned around, so it's going to look funny, but to me, this is here is my right arm. Okay, and this is my left arm. And so when I look at the loom, I'm just going to flick it straight round, which is trouble. This here is the right hand side, and this is the left hand side, and there is the computer coming out the left hand side in the engine bay. We're going to talk about this little piece here. This is the plug, and that plug, unfortunately, I'm not able to find any more. I've got a tiny supply left, but I'm not able to find any more. And we've got this cable here, which of course is coming over to the left, and that is for the battery. If it was a left-hand drive car, it would have to go the other way, and as you can imagine, see that turn, and this is on the left-hand side of the vehicle. If it was going to the right, if the battery is on the right of the vehicle, it would have to be quite a bit longer. And that is why the left-hand knock start loom doesn't fit, the left-hand drive vehicles don't fit the right-hand. No, the left-hand drive ones actually will fit the right-hand one, but the kink is different. But certainly the right-hand drive ones won't fit the left-hand drive ones because the length, it's not long enough. You're going to be stretching it, doing ugly stuff. Now, I have done a video on finding part numbers. At that point, there were some still available around the world. I've since looked, and my main suppliers no longer have this loom. I'm unable to buy it. I've attempted to buy a couple, and I've come back with no stock around. There may be some dealers around the world that has got some, so still check it out. Check out that video. But I've come up with a solution. The solution looks like this. Right, there's the connector. It's very stiff, and I can't do it with one hand. Wait right there. Right, I got it. Now for you guys, there is a part numbers on these connectors located on the back of the housing. Okay, right there, look, see? (11161). Well, I think it's a 61 from memory, actually. Now, you'll also find there's numbers on the connector as well. Right, this is the start trigger. So that's the big one that goes to the starter motor. We have a black wire, that one there. And this will be pin 1, this will be pin 2, this will be pin 3. And now the black wire is for knock sensor number 1. Number 1 relates to the side of the engine with number 1 cylinder, which is going to be the left hand side. The grey wire is for knock sensor number 2, and that's going to be to bank number 2, which is on the left hand side. No, sorry, the right hand side of the vehicle. So that's this side over here. So as we go inside, we've got this little plastic cover it goes through. It's where the power to the starter motor goes, that one there. Comes out, and there's the starter motor trigger. That's one here, which as you can see is broken. And then we've got the black wire, which goes to the left, and the grey wire which goes to the right. And you can see this one's got the end of the knock sensor still on it. There we go. You can see this plug doesn't exist anymore. That's disintegrated. That one's present, but with the knock sensor. Right, so we've got that sorted. My solution. I probably don't need all of them there. We take that out, we throw that over there. We have a look. Right, you take this bit here, and you pop some pins, and you clam them into there. Now, the big wire, I didn't do it in black, because the black's more of an earth for what I'm working with. And this, I use these on other jobs, and I make them with different connectors on. So I started making these for aftermarket ECUs. And then there was a demand for them to be used for this, but I've kept my colours. But the big wire, it's pretty obvious when it's got a big terminal, goes into that hole. The grey remains the same, but the black becomes white. And that's, again, just because I make them in bulk for other jobs. I've covered them in R&F 100 so that you can bring them down. And you have to cut this loom here, flick this apart, and you cut that loom out of the housings, and then you fit this one. You can choose either to go through the housing again, or you can put it separate. The stuff's pretty hardy. You plug in the start, and then there's a right, which is number 2, and a left. Yes, I've just handwritten them on there. And that is the solution that I sell. Okay, that is how I do them. We use lots of these ourselves. They work really, really well. I do also do them up in here with a different connector. I put a Deutsch connector in, which means moving that one, which is a bit tricky for some. There's no cutting, soldering, anything. You're popping pins out of this connector here. I've got lots of videos showing popping pins. It's real simple. The little white bit comes out like that. And then there's some little sub clips in there. Done. Easy. Razor blade, tuk, out it comes. Real simple job. Great little loom for when you're doing a knock sensor repair on an Ls430. Right. Other things to take note. The 5-speed, so 2003, is different to the 6-speed. And again, just to confuse the guys from USA, we got a 6-speed in 2003. Because late in 2003, they started making the 6-speed. But the USA guys, it's 2004 to 2006. Crown Majestas, same deal. Well, that's a bit more difficult because Crown Majestas had actually ran a 1UZ until 2004. So there's actually 1UZs. But this will fit a 1UZ VVTi as well. And this will fit a UCF 20 non-VVTi. It'll fit some of the UCF 10s non-VVTi, depending on which starter trigger. And we could make it fit the early ones by changing the start trigger. Some of the really early Ls400s had different knock sensor plugs. They had a round plug. But going back, Ls430, between the 5-speed and the 6-speed, there was a change in the number of pins on the knock sensor. They went to a round donut style with a 2-pin knock sensor. So not interchangeable. So we have a change in there. So though This is the early 5-speed unit. I do them for the 6-speed as well, but of course there's more plugs and more connectors, and I've got to buy a whole lot more connectors because I'm out of those ones as well at the present. But at least I can still buy those ones. Cross fingers, because the stuff is getting old and Toyota aren't using them or manufacturing a lot of the stuff anymore, so it's getting harder to find. Knock loom, Ls430s, and so as I said, if it's some of the earlies, if you've got the right knowledge, easy.